He was a man you would never suspect, a father, a business owner, a seemingly ordinary person. But in reality, he was one of the most methodical and terrifying serial killers America has ever seen. Spider, his name. Israel Keyes. A man with no pattern, no motive, and no mercy. A killer who prepared for his crimes years in advance, hiding kill kits across the country, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Fire, what if I told you, he could have been standing right next to you? That he could be watching you, right now. This is the chilling true story of Israel Keyes, a predator who redefined fear. Born in 1978, Israel Keyes was raised in an isolated and strict household in rural America. His parents were fundamentalists who rejected modern society. The family lived without electricity or running water, completely detached from the world. Blackheart, from a young age, he displayed disturbing tendencies, killing animals for fun, torturing insects, and showing no empathy toward suffering. His fascination with death started early, and by his teenage years, he knew he was different. Kitchen knife, as he grew older, he became obsessed with serial killers. Unlike most, he didn't seek attention or fame. He wanted complete control. He wanted to kill, efficiently, without mistakes, without detection. And that's what made him even more terrifying. Police car light, he joined the U.S. Army in 1998 and was stationed in multiple locations, including Fort Hood in Egypt. During this time, he learned about discipline, structure, and how to operate in secrecy. It was in the Army that he realized he could control his urges, at least for a while. But the hunger for murder never went away. Unlike other serial killers, Israel Keyes had no specific target. No pattern. No connection to his victims. He traveled across the country, choosing people at random. A couple on a road trip. A young girl closing up a coffee shop. A man walking alone at night. To Keyes, it didn't matter. School backpack, years before committing his crimes, he would hide kill kits, buckets filled with weapons, duct tape, ropes, and cash, buried in remote locations. He planned murders years in advance, flying to different states just to pick up a kit and find his next victim. House, imagine, you're home alone. You hear nothing. No forced entry. And yet, a man is suddenly standing inside your house, waiting. Keyes had an unusual patience. He could stalk his victims for hours, even days, before attacking. He had no emotional connection to them. It was all about the process, the hunt, the control. Police car light, his first confirmed murder happened in 2001, but experts believe he started much earlier. He traveled extensively, targeting isolated locations, ensuring no links between his crimes. He would break into houses, wait for his victims, and then strike. His most infamous murder was that of 18-year-old Samantha Koenig. He kidnapped her from her workplace, held her captive for days, and even sent her family fake messages to mislead them. After he ended her life, he posed her body to make it look like she was still alive. Camera with flash, he then used her ATM card to withdraw money from different locations, thinking he was untouchable. But this mistake would be his downfall. Magnifying glass tilted right, authorities believe Keyes is responsible for at least 11 murders, but the real number could be much higher, perhaps in the dozens. His method ensured that many of his victims were never found. Some believe we may never uncover the true extent of his crimes. Drop of blood, one terrifying night, Israel Keyes set his sights on a secluded home in a remote area. He had been watching the house for days, knowing that a married couple lived there alone. Under the cover of darkness, he silently cut through a window screen and slipped inside. The couple was jolted awake. Standing before them was a masked man, holding a weapon. Their hands and feet were quickly bound. Trembling with fear, they pleaded with him, but there was no sympathy, no mercy on Keyes' face. kitchen knife. In a calm and chilling tone, he said, "I'm not here to rob you." Those words sent a wave of terror through them. They knew there was no chance of survival. Keyes killed the husband first, as the wife screamed and begged for mercy. But to him, this was just another hunt. Skull, then, with his usual precision, he wrapped the bodies in towels, erased any traces of evidence, and transported them to a distant lake, where he submerged them in the water. They vanished into the depths, never to be found again. Black Circle, this was Israel Keyes' method: arrive in silence, kill without hesitation, and disappear as if he was never there. The FBI finally tracked him down through ATM transactions. In 2012, he was arrested in Texas. But even after being caught, he remained calm, almost amused. He confessed to at least 11 murders, but authorities believe the actual number is much higher. Magnifying glass tilted right, he played with investigators, revealing small details but never giving away the full truth. Then, before the FBI could get all the answers, Keyes took his own life in prison, leaving behind unanswered questions and unsolved cases. How many victims were there? Where are the missing bodies? We may never know. What's most terrifying is that there may be more serial killers like Israel Keyes out there, ones who don't get caught. Ones who are still watching, still waiting. Iron Speech Bubble, how safe do you really feel when you're alone at night? Tell us in the comments. And if you found this story chilling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because next time, the story might be even darker.